DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
There we are. Hey, we are here. It is Tuesday night. It is Tuesday night with Ben Stowe. And tonight, Ben Stowe is on location.
Well, I'm on a location anyway.
You are on a location. Once again, Ben is at the airport because, well, you see, people think he lives in Bemidji, but I think he really lives in airports.
Yeah, I'm beginning to feel that way, I think. I'll tell you how long I've been here. This flight's been delayed several times, and I was clean-shaven when I got here, so...
He was also a lot younger, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So for today, gang, we got a few minutes with Ben. We're going to we've got some questions that have come in here, and I've been kind of holding on to for an Ask Ben Stowe night, and that is tonight. Ben hasn't been. I haven't given him any pre-notice of what these are, so when he gets that blank look on his face, it's legit.
It's what, John? I'm sorry.
It's legitimate. If you get that blank look on your face.
Like just now?
Yeah, exactly. What did I say? Okay, Ben, so we're going to jump into this. Tonight's show is going to be a little shorter again because of him being in the airport, and we don't want to eat up all of his bandwidth and such. So,
there's no hurry. I'm going to be here a while.
So it's because of the recent news of some new speakers coming out, especially from Electro Voice. Somebody had asked the other day, what's a good time, or is there a better time of the year than another time for purchasing new speakers?
Well, maybe I think around a trade show you can often find some deals, but as far as that goes, not really. Speakers have a pretty long shelf life. With Evie releasing these new speakers, there's been a lot of speculation about what will happen with ETX. And I just shake my head because ETX has only been out a couple of years. It's not going anywhere. It's got a lot of life left in it. The only series that's being replaced is ELX, which is being replaced with the ELX 200. And ELX has got to be getting on 10 years old at this point. So, just wanted to put that out right away. As far as time of the year, again, there's some show specials that are great. We try to have great pricing year round, but there's no magic time where if you buy it in the second week of, December, or if you wait until the spring equinox, there's nothing like that really, so.
Anytime's a good time when the checkbook's ready to go.
Yes. Well, I think the other thing, people ask all the time, should I buy this piece of gear or should I wait until something new comes out? I think the question is, do you need the gear? Can you put that gear to use right away? Can you make money with that gear right now? And if so, then don't wait. You can always be waiting for what next. You can always be chasing the latest technology. But if you have the ability to take that gear and put it to work now, then the time to buy it is now.
Good. Sounds good. Question number 2. They were talking about lighting, and somebody had asked, how long does it take to figure out DMX if you're somewhat competent when it comes to electronics?
I've trained thousands of people on DMX, and that's not an exaggeration. Probably many thousands. I see people get it. Some people get it right away. Some people don't. That's just human nature. I see technically competent people struggle with it, and I see other people get it right away. It's hard to say, but I think most people, particularly with how easy modern controllers make it, most people pick it up fairly quickly, at least the fundamentals. And it's just like anything else, first things first. First, you learn your alphabet, then you learn how to make words, and then you learn basic sentence structure. And the next thing you know, you're writing War and Peace, So we start taking it in a progression.
Yeah, that is the progression all of us go through.
We start out with crayons and we become world-class novelists eventually, maybe.
At least in Minnesota we do.
Yeah.
Just to add on before you go a little farther with that, then you mentioned modern controllers. Are you talking about computer? Is it easier to learn on a computer system, or is it easier to learn on something that's more tactile with the slides and such?
I think computer is much easier. You know, you have that the GUI, the graphical user interface. It's presenting information to you in much easier to digest format, rather than having to remember what channel of what fixture is a color wheel and then what numeric value between 0 and 255 constitutes red. You can simply click on that fixture and then click on red. And so I think in almost every case, computer is much easier. And I think a lot of people maybe try to avoid the software initially because they say, I don't want something complicated, I want something simple. But the reality is they're going the wrong direction with that. Not only is the computer much more powerful, but it's much simpler to use.
There we go.
I mean, imagine using, if you had to write code to go on Facebook or something, that's sort of the equivalent, I think. You just want to click things and, watch videos of cats and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we all enjoy. Okay, question number 3. Because of with the cell phone the other day that somebody announced that the T-Mobile or someone was jumping into that 600 megahertz band, someone was wondering if they're going to need to be concerned about their 600 megahertz microphones if they live in a rural area. Will it matter for them as it would maybe someone in a major city, or does it matter where their location is?
Well, the clock's ticking for all of us. That's the fact. 600 megahertz is going to go away for all of us. There is that, roughly 30 months left in the FCC's moratorium, but T-Mobile, of course, as we know, is beginning to roll out and test systems. So where you live, I don't know that it matters much. We don't really know. We don't have a detailed map from T-Mobile as to where and when they're going to start testing. They haven't been very forthcoming with that. So hopefully that materializes at some point. But in the meantime, I couldn't tell you that you're safe or not safe based on where you live.
And eventually, when they start transmitting it over the bands and such, that will be nationwide, most likely, with all of their towers.
Yeah, pretty much. They bought big chunks between 50 and 20 megahertz wide for the 600 megahertz band. And, bottom line, right now there's some great rebates and things you can take advantage of from the manufacturers. You're crazy not to do it. I just bought some more mics myself, and I cashed in some of my old 600 megahertz mics, and I got like $250 a piece for them on this rebate. So, now you're not going to get $250 rebate off a $500 mic, but I think there's still about a $100 rebate available off a $500 mic. So you're getting 20% of the value of that microphone back. And these mics that I had were more than 5-6 years old. So, as far as the IRS was concerned, I depreciated them to zero already. This was just, like a free discount on a microphone.
Very nice.
I think sort of, it's the old saying, life gives you lemons, squeeze it in somebody's eye. No, you make lemonade. That's it.
Yeah. Or the
opportunity to make a little lemonade.
Good stuff. We'll have to talk more about that rebate such. Maybe that'll be a topic for us when we get to our next show. Okay. Next one's a lighting question. Somebody was asking about the 10 millimeter LEDs, which we've talked about on with our last show or the show before that. We talked about them, but they're wondering if they were on their way out and if they should just not even bother to look at those types of lights anymore, or if they're still something that's going to be around and functional for a period of time.
I don't think they're on their way out. I think they're already out. I think they're not approaching obsolescence. They're already long ago obsolete. SMD and chip-on-board LEDs are so inexpensive and so much better. If you have 10 millimeter,
yep,
easy for me to say. If you have 10 millimeter LEDs and you're using them gainfully, outstanding. Keep using those things. Milk that cash cow until it dies. But if you're buying LEDs, I wouldn't spend any money on a 10 millimeter LED. And I have plenty in stock I'd love to sell. So I'm just saying, I think I would look at, an SMD, LED instead. So.
Okay. And our final question for tonight's version of Ask Ben Stowe. What can a person do to protect their cords? They can't use gaff tape at one of their favorite venues, and they don't want to use ugly rugs. Is there another thing that they could use to keep the cords from getting in people's way?
You could hire armed sentries. You could use an electric fence. You could dig a moat. If they don't want to use gaff tape, I can't think of anything more minimal than that.
Mm-hmm.
We use things like guard dogs, the checkers, industrial, cable ramps to protect our cables. You can drive a semi over those. You can drive a forklift over those. But, they do present possibly, they're certainly much uglier than gaff tape or a rug.
Right.
I don't know of a better way than gaff tape to secure a cable down. Gaff tape doesn't necessarily protect the cable; it protects the people going over the cable. I can't think of a, maybe get prettier rugs. I don't know. How about that?
Now, as far as gaff tape, what I purchased when I bought my gaff tape from you, it has been black. Are there different color gaff tapes available?
Absolutely. There's a whole rainbow full of gaff tape and gaff colors. And in fact, with minimum orders, which I believe is 15 cases, I think it's 15 cases, but with minimum orders, we make custom colors of gaff tape for venues and things all the time that sort of match their carpets.
Oh.
So, we can make it fairly invisible, but you can kind of hit the bell curve and go with a brown for wood floors, or, find some green that roughly matches a venue you work in frequently. Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. Very nice. We'll put a link in the description below, especially for the gaff tape, so you guys can go down there and click on that and check out what Ben's got, and actually what Katie and such what they've got in stock, because Ben's probably flying somewhere. There'll be another airplane. He's off on his way. Well, Ben, I will just kind of wrap things up tonight. For those who are wondering, now, how many hours have you been at the airport so far?
Well, I got here about 2 o'clock, I think, and I'm supposed to get out of here sometime around 10 now. So.
Oh, crazy.
You know what? I tell you what, I'm just taking advantage of the time to get caught up on some customer messages and listen to YouTube greatest hits and do some continuing education for my electrical license. So do a little online classes. So you make, like I said, make lemonade out of lemons. Right?
There we go. Well, Ben, thank you much for your time. Gang, if you have any questions or anything, please put those down in the comments below the video. We go and check those out and answer any questions. And if you've got a thought for an upcoming show, something you'd like us to cover, please put that down there and we'll grab onto that and get on it. Ben, you have yourself some safe travels, and we will catch you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
Good night, everybody.